Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? With your host, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G, the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis, and the networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus. Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. This is season 8, episode 20. This is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
Dr. Cortina Lewis, aka the girlfriend therapist.
Your networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus.
And yours truly, Shabbos D. Walker, the coach of courage.
All right. Before we kick off our episode, I did remember this time. Cortina, what are we having for drinks tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to go a little bit lighter. We're going to be sipping on Calm in a Glass. And this is a soothing cocktail designed to calm the nervous system, refresh the body, and create a moment of peace. So basically, this is a alcohol-free. I do have the alcohol included version, but this is a mocktail version of the Calm in a Glass. You want to get 1 cup of chilled chamomile tea. This is anti-anxiety and for that calming feel. 2 ounces of fresh squeezed orange juice. This is a mood booster. 1 ounce of fresh pineapple juice. Stress reducing enzymes. A half an ounce of honey for sweetness. 2 slices of fresh cucumber for hydrating and cooling, and 2 to 3 drops of lavender abstract for relaxation. And you want to top it with some sparkling water. So that's what you want to be able to do. You want to combine those all together, and you top it off with the sparkling water to give it some of that fizz, and you can garnish it with a sprig of mint or lavender. Now, if you want to, spice it up a little bit, you can add 1.5 ounces of vodka or gin for the adult variation of this drink.
Okay. Sounds amazing.
I know, right?
But I'm drinking on elderflower tonic water.
I'm not drinking on anything. I don't even know where my water cup is at this point.
That sounds so good. I felt like we were supposed to take a deep breath in and out after listening to that. That's exactly what that gave me. Yes, and I need that to wind down. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Wednesday. How's your this is a midweek check-in. How is your week going so far?
A lot can happen in a week.
But that's certain.
I'm humping. And I don't have a choice but to hump. That's what it's felt like all week. Like I haven't had a choice but to get on it and ride that thing. Like it's what it is.
I don't even know which thing you're talking about at this point.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, which also is a part of our conversation today.
Right.
Our sex lies and fairy tales. But if you're humping, well, it is hump day, so hopefully that humping at work can also mean humping at home. I mean,
this how bad I need to hump at home right now. Okay, this how bad it is right now. Okay, but it's okay. The week is almost over.
Yes, it is. Woo! Two more days, but you know what? It's okay. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I get to drink with my girls and have some good old conversation. And this conversation is going to be a little bit interesting because I think one of the things that we always we talk about sex all the time, but I think one of the things that differ with this conversation is that there are so many different myths and conversations around sex and things that we had in mind or could potentially have in mind as it pertained to relationships. And, you see all the movies and how sexy things supposed to be. And then you have it and it's like, this is nothing like it. It's just wanting to have these honest conversations about what our expectations was when it came to sex, the fairy tales that we told ourselves, or dare I say the lies we told ourselves, And so let's just start first with the fairy tales. I want to ask you ladies, like, what is one myth about love, sex, or relationships that you grew up believing that shaped your expectation?
I grew up with this is very unfortunate, by the way, and good at the same time. I grew up with women that emasculated men. So that led me to believe that men didn't have feelings. And it wasn't until I started to realize how my words, my actions, my behavior affected the men that were in my life, accepting how I show up, like looking at it at a 360 view. I can say I was dead ass wrong in a lot of situations. You know what I mean? And oh my God, I feel sorry for the person on the other end, especially when I'm hurt. So again, I felt like I could behave that way, show out, show my ass, be angry and whatever that looked like, project what that looked like, and really dismantle and hurt the other person, even though they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But again, my mind I didn't feel like men had feelings. They weren't supposed to feel. They're supposed to go to work. They're supposed to provide and let you do what you want to do.
That's a very interesting. You know what? And I really want to say that I was in a group on Facebook, and that very conversation came up, but it was not about emasculating men. I think it was more about not knowing how to argue without it going overboard. And that she said that she had never seen a healthy argument. And I just thought that was very interesting. But what I am glad to have seen is other women in the chat, being very honest and open and very transparent, even the ones who knew how to fight fair in relationships. But it was just very interesting how many women in the group were either in therapy to have those discussions about unlearning negative behaviors and relearning how to effectively communicate. So that is something that a lot of people do not talk about, but is very real for a lot of people, especially in single family homes where mothers raised were very strong willed and really just said what they wanted, or men who were not as present, like they worked a lot and the woman was running the household. And so that dynamic as well was in the conversation. So thank you for sharing that. What about you, Diana?
I'm thinking on that because when I think about a fairy tale that I thought about in regards to sex, or I don't really think I had a fairy tale. I was extremely naive when it came down to that. When I was my younger self, entering into that era, I think that, and you can put the question back up if if you like. But for me personally, I don't think I realized that. Well, I guess when you think about looking at movies when you're younger and everybody's just kissing and it's just so magnificent. I know for me when I entered it, I mean it wasn't great, for me physically when I first started having sex. It did not feel nice at all. I think that was one fairy tale that was completely shattered for me. I was like, oh, this is not what I thought that this was going to be. It actually is very uncomfortable. But that's all I got for that question right now.
Okay. So let's go with, so what are some of the biggest lies women are told about sex, or what we should want? And I think I will say this. I feel like I hate the double standard that a woman who embraces her sexuality is should not experiment sexually. It's as if, you know, she should be a prude until she gets married. And I'm not saying that that's a right or wrong thing based on your spirituality or your spiritual walk. However, I think that I don't think it's great to cast judgment for women who choose to liberate herself and have as many partners as she chooses to without without being condemned. And I think for me, I think for the biggest lie that I ever told myself was that I had to be a prude until I was married. And that's one of the things that I feel like, wow, I don't think I got to experience sex as much as I feel like I could have until I was way further into my adulthood. And that's something that I wish I would have, you know, allowed myself something different.
I think for that particular question, I know that at least in my household, you know, my mom and you know, my grandmother, there was, you know, a stigma around, you know, I'm speaking as it pertains to marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, you have to be available sexually for your husband whenever he wants it.
Mm.
And for me personally, at first I felt like, okay, you know, when I got married, I was like, all right, you know, I tried, but then it got to a certain point, and I had to ask myself, well, what about me? You know, if I'm tired, if I'm not in the mood, if, Lord, I hope he don't be out there listening, because this was a while ago, but you know, if you're just not doing it for me this particular evening, like I'm just like, it's just, I'm not interested. I still should have to lend myself to you. I don't think so. And I think that that was something that for me personally, you know, I just decided that that is something that should be mutually, you know, beneficial for each party each time. You know, now don't get me wrong, because y'all know, those that know, you know, I, you know, once entered into this menopause thing, you know, my appetite for sexual activity dwindled significantly. And I do understand that my husband was looking at me like I was all sorts of crazy, you know, like, ma'am, you know. And so, yes, there were times when I said, okay, you know, because I understand that as a wife, I still do have a duty, you know. However, yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there because we about to go down the menopause road. I'm gonna leave that there for a second.
What about you, Cortina?
You muted, baby.
You're muted.
Sorry. I don't believe this personally, but something that I heard was that if you are everything to your partner, they won't cheat on you. Like if you cook, clean, do all the things, make yourself available at all times, that is going to totally absolve you from being, you're going to be cheat proof, which is not true. And so that can be a fantasy that people tell themselves. It can be a fairy tale that does not exist. And so I think there's a lot of people, because I hear it, they be like, but I did everything. Cheating is not about you. It's about them and what they're lacking. And so if you internalize it as if it's something you're not doing or you're coming up short in, it's going to be very hard for you to move past it and work through it without you identifying that that is a character defect and flaw within them. Something that they are searching for, something that they are looking for. Now you do have to do a little evaluation of yourself and say, hey, okay, that is a them issue, but is there anything I did to abate, to aid this in occurring and helping? It doesn't mean that you blame yourself. So I think that that is a fantasy and a delusion that a lot of people live in, that if I am everything, the end all be all to my partner, that I am cheat proof. No, where there's opportunity, there's possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be on that person to make the conscious decision that, yeah, I don't want to do that. Because all of us have the ability to cheat. Like, everybody is out there. We get hit on and everything, but we make a conscious choice to say, I don't even want to entertain that. I don't want to go down that road. Now, if you like, let me see what it's like just texting them. Oh, I like that good morning text, and I feed more into it, and I feed more into it. Now, guess what? That was something about you. You weren't getting something, and you weren't honest about it, vocal about it, or what have you. And now you find yourself down the slippery slope, and I can't get back because I ain't got no rope. So that's just something to consider. You can never be everything that someone needs, because nobody is perfect. You may be perfect together, but no one on this earth, because we are humans and we are flawed, can be someone's any and every absolute thing, meet every absolute need without care and concern.
Well, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also the other, when people do go down that slippery slope, the one thing that people think that because we're just texting or whatever, emotional relationships is still, to me, a form of cheating. It's still a form of stepping out there. So if you're having
to break,
sometimes
they're extremely hard to break, very much harder than physical relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna add, I've arrived at this place where it's important for me to like you. Like, I have to like you as a person. So I absolutely like my husband. I like him. And when I am operating on E, when it comes to my drive, I have like this backup tank because I like him and I genuinely want to show up for him when I want to. It gives me that extra push to be more available to accepting what he needs, even though I'm not fully, like in full desire of wanting to have sex. So just acknowledging what it is that I need first. I need to be able to like you as a person. So that requires us to communicate, stay on the same page, stay connected. And that prevents all the other things, in my opinion, you being able to like your partner. And then you can be sexually available even when you don't really have the physical capacity to fully be present. Because sometimes one side of me ain't working like the other side. So I'm willing to gracefully give that side away, because I ain't got other thing to work with, right? It's just unavailable. Are we at the same place? So you're muted. I can't hear you.
Look, it took me a minute, and then I was like, "Oh, okay."
I was like, did I bring it in? So
I was slow with that one. I was slow. I caught it.
Okay, it's just important for me to like him.
I understand the assignment.
Hormone, because these hormones, they are wacky,
Yeah.
So I really want to be available as much as I can, when I can, how I can. So I got to like you. Mm-hmm. And that requires me to show up and be honest about what I need. So one of the things that I pointed out is that our husbands, if we're looking at it from a one-sided view, they're expecting us to always be available. This is just a high season for them right now, I guess. But I'm like, what are you doing to help encourage me to be available the way you want me to be available? So, you want me, and right now this t-shirt and these drawers is what it is right now. This is how I'm feeling, but what you doing? Like, are you walking around here in your tank top and you flexing your muscles and you licking your lips being sexy for me? So I think a lot of times we feel the pressure because there is no effort on the other side being they're not showing up to, like, how are you reeling me in? You want me to constantly show up like Jessica Rabbit, but you walking around here scratching your ass and passing gas. Like, what you doing?
Oh my God, I turn this camera off. I'm gonna turn this camera off.
I want like the men that are listening, because I know Alton, he goes back and he listens. You know, from the woman's perspective, I feel like we do need to be a little bit more honest about, okay, so how are you gonna turn me on today? You looking for me to turn you on? How you gonna turn me on? What you gonna do for me today? You know?
That's very.
Go ahead. Bring somebody in. Go ahead. I'm gonna bring somebody in here.
No, you know what? I think that's a very valid point. And I honestly, I have never really thought about it like that. But I do know for me, I'm like, I like feeling sexy for my husband, but I've never really thought about him feeling like, what is it that's going to physically turn, me on back to you? I just always just like, okay.
I don't think they think that way a lot of the time.
Oh, hey, do you think that way? He's standing right here in the kitchen. So do y'all
have a conversation about, are you rolling your eyes already?
I'm just asking, like,
He's rolling his eyes already, child.
I mean, I'm literally there's a man in the room. Like, she has a man in the room, so we're just asking.
So come here. Just step right here, honey. I know you're tired. Just come here, honey, for a second.
No.
Okay, he don't want to get on camera. So I know that you like for me to be sexually available to you, and you like for me to look a certain type of way that turns you on, right? We've had this conversation. That's fine. But the question is that we're talking about this evening is that while men do have that expectation of their wives and their spouses, what exactly are you guys doing to reel us into a sexual appetite for you? Are you walking around in some Speedos, smelling good, oiled up?
I put cologne on right now. I'm out the shower with a towel on.
You come out the shower with a towel. You don't come in.
And we glisten all over our body.
Do you hear it? Oh, he do be glistening when he get it. But you don't be doing that for me. You just be doing your normal.
Nah, I'm just trying to do it for you, but you don't pay me no attention. What you put on cologne for?
Well, I like when you put the cologne on. Go ahead and spray some on.
That's what we're saying. So okay,
I'll be ready in a little bit. Go ahead. Go get your stuff together.
No, I'm just saying, but no, okay, say what you just.
That's Jay on there too.
Jay's right here.
Hey Jay, come on.
What up?
Yo, what's up? What's up, brother?
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, what y'all saying is the norm ain't a norm for a lot of niggas that's out here. A lot of niggas ain't stepping out the shower, putting on cologne and being clean every night. Y'all taking advantage of it. That's not the norm.
But y'all want us to be clean every night.
I hope you're clean.
Smelling like strawberries and peaches and shit.
Don't nobody see real niggas don't need all that. You ain't gotta do all that.
Exactly, Jay. Exactly.
Wait, Jay, it's not about what y'all need. It's what we need.
See, you're making it difficult. You're difficult.
Yeah,
and that's what we hear.
And that's what we're talking about.
We don't need all that makeup and lipstick on.
Yeah, we don't care about all that.
It's not about that.
That's fine.
So what is it that you need then? That's complicated.
No, we're asking, what are you doing because you want your lady to be sexy, you want her smelling good and all that stuff.
But can I ask you something?
But are you coming to bed sexy? Are you coming to bed sexy on purpose?
If she's already, she can come out the shower naked and is sexy. I don't give a fuck.
We talking about you.
Right. We get our part. We get our part. We know what turns y'all on.
All right, question.
Directly and indirectly, we know our man.
All right, let me ask you something. What is sexy for a man for y'all? Exactly. That's the question.
Smelling good and oiled up.
Yeah, our favorite pair of drawers. You can put on our favorite pair of boxers,
or lack thereof.
The ones that fit a certain
but
way.
We do that already, though. That's normal,
right?
No.
We ain't walk around with no biker pants on the tank.
Yeah, like I'm not understanding. I'm confused.
Well, maybe you should. You go get your little man outfit.
Speedos.
Can I say something? No, you can shoot me off, but what it sounds like is excuses.
Excuses.
It sounds like excuses.
Excuses for what?
Because like me and bro just said, like we're already like that. So it sounds like you asking for extra more.
No, he ain't already like that. I don't know what he on here saying. You do not come to bed in a way or walk around in a way that is from you are.
How can you project that you're being intentional about it for?
We had like 5 different conversations. Look,
Okay.
Fortina just sitting there. Fortina like, all right, go ahead. One conversation.
What we're trying to say is, or what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the time before the act of sex even happens, there is a buildup throughout the day. Women, we are emotional beings, right? So what are you doing to set the stage for me to be in the mood and engaged with you? You can scratch your face all you want. You know we have this conversation or we've had it. What are you doing?
Oh, Jesus.
And I think that's different. I think it's different for everybody, right? Because what Jay might want might be what Pam might want from Jay might be very different than what I want from D, what the rest of you want from your partners. And so I think it's very individualized where you say, hey, I want for you coming smelling like, Nor or, Avantis or Creed or whatever, and have some glittery sparkles on your legs, some chapstick on your lips. Like, it's different for everybody. And so I think if you have that open communication, because you are aware of how your partner wants you to come to bed, I want my partner to be aware of how I want them to come to bed. And that doesn't mean every night, because it's not like we wear lingerie every night. But when you're in the mood and you want to set that tone, you automatically know what's going to get your partner going, right? And so if you've never shared with them what you like, they won't know. They're just going to show up as their regular self. If they normally put on cologne, if they normally go get in the shower, that's the way they're going to show up. And you may say, but dang, you don't never come to bed in Speedos. Well, you ain't never said you wanted that. Plus my nuts might be hurting, but if that's what you want, okay, I do it every now and again, but that's not something I want to do every day. There's a lot of men that I've heard where they don't care what their wives come to bed in. There are some men that are very strict on, okay, yes, my wife needs to wear silk robes and blah, blah, blah. I've heard all different types of variations. That's why it's extremely important to make sure that you and your partner alone are communicating about what each other wants, needs, and desires, and what turns you on and what doesn't turn you on. There are going to be some ladies, they're like, I don't want to see my man in no Speedo. I'm going to think that he fruity. And then there are going to be some other ladies that are going to say, oh, I want to see him in a Speedo because that's sexy. I want to see his physique. So depending on whether
like for him to be naked.
I mean, well, that too,
Just take your clothes off.
Me, I'm a very free person. So I feel like clothes are very restricting. And so D, he thinks I'm crazy because I'm just like, you just got to be comfortable. If I told him I want for you to come to bed naked, that will never happen. It will never, ever, ever happen. That may be the way I want for you to come, but it's a compromise. But I understand everybody's not just free balling like me and like a nudist. And so, I think, again, it's about having that conversation openly and also giving allowances. I can't be pissed off. You ain't coming to bed naked, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a level of comfort. So if your partner with communicating, you'll discover, are they comfortable with certain things? Are they aren't comfortable? And I might not be able to give you what you want because it's outside of my scope of comfort. But if it's inside of my scope of comfort, okay, then yeah, you just told me you want that. I never knew that. Now I know. So now when we ask them guys the questions, okay, are you willing to? Do you have the capacity to come to bed the way that I want for you to come? Now they're able to say, well, hell, I know what you want. Yes, I can. Well, we need to talk about that. I can do this, and this, but I ain't putting on no sparkly glitters. I'm not doing that because I don't want my body glistening. I'm good with just plain lotion.
I like that. And well said and agreed. Sibo is not big for coming to bed naked. He ain't got no problem taking his clothes off. But he coming to bed in a wife beater and some boxer shorts. And I'd be like, save yourself some time. Like, just save yourself. You wasting a good 3 minutes taking that off. Like, just get in here naked. That's all you got to do. And we can just, we can get right to the point. It makes it easier.
No, I don't like wearing clothes to bed.
Oh, I don't wear any ever.
If he comes to bed in clothes, I'll just like, why are you dressed?
Not why you dressed.
Why you have clothes on? And I do. Don't I ask you that? He do. He's shaking his head. Yeah, I'm like, why you got clothes on? Because that's not how we go to sleep at night.
Yeah, I wish I don't wear. Well, I've never really liked pajamas all like that.
Well, shit, right now it's just too hot anyway. It's
Then
too
there's
hot.
that. It's hot and just skin.
I know, right? Can't
The
feel
skin
like
is
that.
hot. If I could take that off, I would.
No, that and thank you, Cortina, for that, because I think it is important to even have those conversations about how the expectation that we put on ourselves, or because we say, oh, I think I'm sexy this way, and men don't care.
Mm-mm.
But then we get upset if there's no attraction there, because it's like, what are we doing this for? Essentially we're doing it for ourselves because we have an expectation to show up, or a false expectation to show up a certain kind of way, rather than being very honest about what our partners actually want, or being kind of afraid to have that conversation. Not afraid as then of consequences, but just afraid to have those kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
Are those in your cards, Cortina? Are those in your sex cards?
What?
The sex unveiled cards.
Oh, what about them? I'm sorry.
I was saying, is that one of the things that's in your card about
sleeping naked?
Nudity, yeah, nudity or whatever.
Oh, nudity, yeah. Are you okay with nudity, hair, body hair, pubic hair, shaving, all those things? Yeah.
Because I will be honest, for a very long time, I was not like 100% comfortable just being naked. I always felt like I had to have something on, rather than just be naked, whether I was wrapped in a towel or whatever. It was like a hang up. I literally had a towel ripped off me once, and I had a panic attack. I just did not like being all the way naked. And so there's that. There's some people who prefer to have the lights out versus having the lights on. And you don't really know until you start having those conversations with your partner. Whether you're married or you're dating, or you're just starting to date someone, these are conversations that I think are very important, versus us having our own reality, and that reality for the person that we're with, that is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Of course. So we done had the men in the house, then just basically.
I have a question. Do you all feel like you've reached that place in your life that you know exactly what you want sexually? Or do you feel like you're still in discovery mode?
I think discovery mode is a mode that people stay in, only because there's so many different things, right? You can say, okay, I've done everything, but have you really gone to a dungeon with your partner? Have you really engaged in, BDSM and kink type behaviors? Have you really ever tied up your partner? Like, have you really ever made it to the top where you can say you stopped discovering, right? I don't think so, because you can say there may be some things that you can discover, and it can say there's a lane. Nope, I'm not going to turn down that road. So you haven't discovered it. So it's a possibility that one day you may discover it. So I feel like sexual discovery is continuous, because there's different things as you grow, and as different things don't work anymore, and you discover different things are working that you may be more interested in, that previously you had no interest in at all. So I think it's about the journey. I think it's about the sexual liberation and the sexual journey that you take yourself on. I don't think it's a destination.
I like that, and I agree. I'm still in discovery mode. I mean, we've done a lot, but there's certain things that I want to do that my husband is like, mm-mm.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm over here, sex therapist, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do. My husband like,
he be looking at me like,
let me excuse myself from this conversation. You can have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah, he don't. All right, let me ask you guys this. So, and I know I don't know why I've always wanted to go. You know those clubs where it's like just free and people do whatever. I don't know the name.
Yes, it's a dungeon. A dungeon.
Oh, that's the dungeon.
It's a play space.
No, I'm not trying to swing with anybody.
No.
But I want to go.
So it's a play space. It's a play space. And so basically it's certain things like you can play with your partner, you can walk around and be a voyeur, you know, and watch other people. You can engage with your partner and have people watch you. So you want to engage in a little bit of exhibitionism. And so it's just free. It's just
have private rooms too. Right.
Well,
like
yeah. So they do have private rooms. They have private rooms, but then like in the private rooms, depending on where you go, because some of them are set up very differently. You can keep the blinds open. That means with the door closed. So if the door is closed and the blinds are open, that means that people can watch, but no one can join. If you have the blinds open and the door is open, that means people can come in and join you at their leisure. If the blinds are closed and the door is closed, that means it's just you and your partner. And so again, like there are different rules for different spaces, depending on where you go, depending on what play space you attend. And the vibe is different for a lot of them. So it's about finding the right one. Sometimes, I mean, you know, it's not one of us. So you just got to be comfortable if you decide to go to one. Like, for example, the female group that I'm a part of, 3 of us are sex therapists. And it's so funny because all of our partners don't really have interest in going to play spaces, right? And I'm not going to play, I'm just going to watch. And so we all had said that we were going to take a trip. It's like 7 of us total, and we're all women, and we were all just going to go together since our partners don't want to go.
Well, I'm going. When you're going? I'm going because but this is the crazy part. He's been before in his life. He has gone. Now let him tell it. He just went. Like he went with a woman. Okay, it was. I guess it was some friends. I'm not gonna pull him in there for that because he'll probably be mad at me. Like, why are you? But anyway. But he was like, no, I didn't do anything. But you know, we just went. And so when I expressed to him that I've always wanted to go too, he was like, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to take you there. I don't feel like we need to go there. And I'm like, why? You know, like, why?
I think that comes with having a conversation as to like a comfort level, because some people, it's easier for them to go with someone they really don't care about than to go with somebody who they really see on a pedestal, because sometimes there's this princess or halo effect that some individuals get when it comes to their partners. Like I can do all the nasty derogative stuff with these other people because that's not my wife, that's not my person, and I hold them up here to this regard. That's why they're like, I'm not going to expose you to that. Another thing is at certain ones, the men are required to be nude and women can have on clothes. So again, it just depends on which one you go to. And so I'm not sure which one he went to, but I think it's a comfort zone. Again, in the Black community, we don't really talk openly about sex. Like everything you're going to hell, this is bad, don't do this. Like everything is like, well, damn, well, is there anything I can do? And so then you kind of grow up in this sheltered what's the word I'm looking for? Inhibited type of way, like I can't look that way, I can't do this. And sometimes part of you has this desire to explore things, but that fear keeps you caged. And so when you have the ability to have open conversations like this, the likelihood that you will be caged decreases because you are able to have conversations and you're not holding that information and that stuff in. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's going to be plenty of things that you may like and that you might not like, but it's about exploring to see what you might be into, what you might not be into. There may be some things I can just see it and be like, nah, that ain't for me. I ain't even got to try it. I don't even got it. I just know that's not going to be something that I'm into. And then there are some other things where you like, I don't know. It's a question mark. It might be fun. Let me try and see. Oh, shoot. I really like this. I tried it and it's just not for me. I'm not judging anybody, but it's just not for me. And so I think really when it comes to when we talk about fantasies as well, I think everybody should take time to write out if they had a fantasy, what would it really be? And I'm not talking about like cliche fantasies like, oh my God, I'm on a plane, it's just me and my partner or whatever, but really take time to think about like fantasies. What would be something that would be alluring, and understanding that fantasies may or may not ever happen in life. It might not even be possible, right? But have you ever sat with your fantasy and discussed it with your partner about what your fantasy is, right? And if we can make it happen, what does that look like? How do we get that to happen? Because I think that also opens up another part of imaginary and imagination that is lacking also in the bedroom, right? How do we mind effing one another without even physical touch? Can we get each other there with just the words and us like narrating a story about what we see, what we want, what we would like to experience, and how it would make our body feels without even taking off our clothes, without even touching one another? That's a different level of intimacy. That is a whole like when we talk about exploring sexually, there's so many different things that we as people have not done. Like there are some things that we have done. You know, a lot of people look at porn stars and sex workers and everything, and you know, exotic dancers, and they're like, oh my God, I think that they are just like the best at everything. You know what? In my practice, there are some very shy dancers, right? And you have some people in some moo-moos and some grandma dresses, and you'd be like, God damn, what you said that was called again? Okay. You know, so you know, looks can be very deceiving. That's why I just think it's about you and your partner and allowing each other and aiding each other in being comfortable sexually. How do we take it to a level where we're not right now? Like, for example, there's a lot of things that I want to be able to do. And this is not just sexually, but just like with my partner. But my husband is on a whole nother wavelength, child. He is real safe. I'm just going to put that. And I'm not talking about like protection type of safe, but just in the box. And he don't color outside the lines too much. Me, I'm like in my mind. But it's not so much of a difference where I feel like I have to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It's a outside the line, but a manageable. Okay, he want to be in the box. Okay, all right. We might not go here. We might not go streaking. Okay, we might not be doing all of it's an example.
Not streaking.
You know. So I one of my things in my mind, I never want to ask a client to do something that I've never done. Mm-hmm. I have pages of activities that I would like to do with my husband. Hell, I want him to get on the Parrot app. Do you know this man has not? He will not. I send him invites every day. I think everybody should do it. I've had great results from my clients. It's the Parrot app. You have it and you send it to your partner, and it asks you different things every day. It gives you challenges, it gives you tasks, and it just really, really goes deeper into you being able to connect with your partner. So I have it. I see the different questions, and I send him an invite at least. You know, and one of the things that we can do is when we go to Belize, I want y'all to bring it up. This is what it looks like.
The Parrot app?
Paired
app.
Paired app. So it looks like this right here.
Okay. I'm a
it's not coming up for me.
So they have different quizzes like trusting each other, truth or dare, spicy edition. Like it asks you all these things every day. Like, would you teach your child that it's better to ask permission or forgiveness? So questions that you would not even think about just to ask on a daily basis. It's really going to help you learn your partner in a better way. So when I told my husband, he's like, I don't know why you keep sending me this. I'm not going to open it. He said, why you just can't talk to me? Why you just can't come ask me? I said, because it's going to ask you stuff that I might not think about asking you. It's going to give us quizzes. So, child, I'm still trying.
I'm gonna download it, and I'm gonna have Jay download it so we
can. Yes, and y'all should start a little.
I love this
and put it in there and be like, y'all, we finna get this Parrot app. Everybody, you should try it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she said that in the guys group, the paired apps. That
the guys.
That's dead. I know. He said that's dead.
But
he's gonna do it though. He's gonna get on
it. Maybe Steve-O could put it on there and put up like,
Masibo you're gonna be like, Diane, I'm not doing that. That's exactly what he's doing. I'm not doing that.
Right? So it's so funny because I'm pretty sure, especially the men that I get in my practice, if I suggest this to them, guess what? They're more than likely to do it because in that light, I'm the professional. I'm going to see the doctor. This is a task that they are giving us. I can't even get my own husband to do it. And that is so sad.
It's okay.
But it's fun. I just answer it to myself. I just answer the different questions that they ask. And look, I'm going to invite him again while we on here right here.
I'm about to invite him. He's going to come and be like, what is that?
So you create like your story. It is the cutest little app. It is the absolute cutest little app.
Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. Oh, I know it says put my partner's name in. I'm like, look,
it says like relationship goals. You can personalize the topics you want to be able to talk about. It tracks your streaks. Like if you know how like I don't think that's TikTok, they have streaks. Like you all answer the questions every day. It's like a contest, how we keep it going, how many activities we've completed together. It's just so good.
Alton just took the quiz.
That's
what.
How did you send it so quick?
I'm so.
I'm still trying to get myself together in here.
You see that? You see how I can encourage other people to do it, and I'm still here.
We like stuff like this. It's fun.
Well, I am in spot 1.
It was
going nowhere.
Oh my gosh. Well.
So I think it's so good. So anybody who's listening, if you are in a partnership with your mate, with your spouse, with your significant other, I would suggest and recommend. When I say highly recommend, I highly recommend the Paired app. You can download it. It's not everything is going to be applicable, but for the most part, the conversations that is going to spark, you are definitely going to be able to see a difference in your relationship with the level of sharing. I don't care if you're sharing all the time now. There are going to be topics that they are going to ask you that maybe you have never even discussed, or if you discussed it, it wasn't until the length or the detail that it asked you for. So it's just great. I can't say enough about it. I know I'm not being sponsored. This show is not sponsored by Paired. I'm not being paid. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just something that I've seen as a couples therapist with my own patients.
Cortina, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I pay the fee, is that going to cover for both
of you?
Join.
Okay.
Both of you. Both of you.
Interesting.
I can't believe he actually joined.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, he did it too.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Nah, come on now.
Jay's not near his phone, so I wouldn't know.
Give my man some props.
What do you remember about the first time you met? Oh, I love it already.
Yes, it's so cute. Like, oh my gosh. And when you have hard times, because it keeps a record of everything you write. Like, for example, what you just said, Shay, like, remember the first time you met, like because you're going to type it out. Go back when you're in those heated moments, read what you wrote. Trust me, it's going to bring you down. You can't stay at a 10 and you reading y'all sappy love story. You're going to soften up.
Yeah.
So it's saving relationships.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish signing up and doing all of that. But interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cortina.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I sent the shared link to Jay's phone so he can.
Oh, okay. Where it says like invite your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got so many unanswered invites. Every time I think about it, I'd be like, just invite. I just keep inviting.
Oh Lord!
All the time. Invite.
Why does he oppose though? Why does he oppose joining the app?
He opposes a lot of stuff. Like when I want to do soul gazing, he opposes it. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Wait a minute, what is that? Soul gazing?
Yeah, like where you just look at each other and you speak to each other without speaking. You're just looking at each other. You're taking each other in. You are sitting down on the ground. You can be clothed or not clothed, right? But you're just really soaking in the essence of your partner. You're looking at them in their eyes. And so it's like eyeball to eyeball. We are looking at each other. Yeah.
That would not work for me. I would bust out laughing.
So this is the thing. You might bust out laughing, but you build a different type of threshold. So the first time you do it, you might bust out laughing in 3 seconds. The second time you try to do it, you just get in your mind. And as you continue to do it, the length of time that you're able to do it increases.
Not with this one. Yeah, he wouldn't. He can't because he can't be serious.
Well, then that's when we're able to, you do it with, you just try it in different ways. And, like you, and sometimes you can't do it unguided, right? So you might have to say, okay, see if you can figure out what I'm thinking without me saying anything, right? Because sometimes the energies and the frequencies, I'm able to communicate things to you without me even saying anything. And so you're building also a different type of energetic connection with your partner. And so that's what it's about. But all of my foo-foo stuff that I be trying to do, he be like, And I say, well, who else I'm going to do it with? You're my husband. If I can't do it with you, you want me to go find somebody else who will? He said, well, if somebody else going to do it, go ahead. And I'll be like, you really don't mean that.
No, we don't.
So I just be doing my soul gazing with myself in the mirror, and I be answering my own questions. I can't go no further because I ain't done. So
I just have a question for all you ladies, but because I know we're coming up on the end of time. So what's something you wish you'd learned sooner about intimacy, or whether it's sex or intimacy or anything? What do you wish you would have learned sooner?
The process of submission.
What do you mean?
Recognizing, because I've lived in fight or flight mode I raised my kids by myself, that kind of thing. So that whole strong mama, I got it, controlling, I run the show kind of thing. Submitting to not having to be so strong, submitting to being a woman, because sometimes our strength can override our femininity and help us relax and be calm and be present as a woman. So yeah, I wish I had learned submission or understood the process of submission sooner, so that I wouldn't have felt like I had to be in control. Being able to be God's timing. I mean, I got the right partner now. I'm paired with the right person. I can submit and I can trust that he's got me. He's going to take care of me. You know what I mean? And recognizing everybody has a role and not trying to be everything in the relationship, because I suffered with that. I got to do everything. And I didn't know how to fall back, but maybe I was just out of alignment, because now I fall back with ease, if that makes sense.
Okay. What about you, Diana? What do you wish you would have learned?
I'll go after Cortina. I'm still thinking.
Oh, okay. Cortina.
Repeat the question again.
What is something you wish you'd learned sooner about intimacy or sex or whatever? What do you wish you would have learned sooner?
I don't know what I wish I would have learned sooner. The only reason why I say that is because I don't know if it's me being in my field, and I can't think back to what I wish I would have known sooner, because it's like that's my everyday, and it's been that way for years. So I can't really think, mind you, I am not a know-all and like know-it-all, or I don't know everything, but I can't think in my mind what is something I wish I would have known sooner. Nothing comes to my mind right now. Doesn't mean that something is not there. I'll text you ladies if something pops up. But as of right now, me sitting here, I can't think of anything I wish I would have known sooner about intimacy.
So have you always been even sexually uninhibited?
Oh yeah. When
Okay.
I was, yeah, so like I was passing out condoms at 14 and I was still a virgin. So I've always, sex has always been open to me. I've always talked about it. My mom has always talked about it. It's never been where I became an adult like, oh shit, they lied to me. That you ain't gonna die. Like it's just always been around me. I've always been a part of it. So for me, it's very hard, where a lot of people can tell that story where they made that shift. It's just, that's just how it's been for me. So it's difficult for me.
Yeah, I think Diana, you found yours?
Oh, well, I was just going to say I'm kind of with Cortina a little bit with I can't really identify what I wish I would have known, but what I can say is this. For a very long time, I was very shy in terms of sexuality. Like I was very shy about my body. I wasn't a prude because if I felt open enough, when I reached that age, with my partner, like I would, engage in sex once I started having sex, but it took me even a long time to get there. Maybe that's from traumas and molestation, all those different things, but I was very shy sexually. And I don't think I popped out of being shy sexually until I was in my 30s, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I became a little bit, it was in my 20s. Let me stop lying. It was in my later 20s when I finally began to just feel free. And when I say free, meaning being able to verbalize what it is that I want, what I like, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, that type of thing when engaging in sex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me, if I could unlearn something when I was a little bit younger, it would be to have less control and be able to relax. Because y'all already know we've had a conversation, and that has not changed. However, but no, I think for me, I've always had to be in control of everything. And in some ways, I'm still not 100% relaxed. So if I had to go back, that's something that I wish I would have learned sooner. It was just to relax all the way through every process of it. So that would be mine. Amazing. But yeah, one day I'll
hopefully soon, because you're not gonna pass out. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not. You're not.
We're not going there. We're
not in that way anyway. Look, that maybe in a good way you might pass on out, child.
I know.
Me out.
That's still a hang up, but I'm working through it. But that is something that to have to be in less control. Like I feel like I'm such a controlled person that very easily, if I could easily be, what do you call it? The dominant, whatever you want to call it. Like I can beat you all day if that's what you want. I can sure enough be uninhibited to do that.
But it's not just about beating.
Well, I'm just saying
they have to like it and want it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If that's what they want, then because I like to be in control in that aspect. So I can't just be that 100% relaxed person. Like I have a thing. I can't be hit, like bound or anything. I don't know why that is. It's just not me. So,
take the test.
Say what? Take a test?
Take the test. I just put a test in the chat. Oh, yeah, take the test.
You want us to take the test?
Yeah, and put your answers in our text thread.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it and then I'll put it in our text thread. Never know what you learn about yourself. But yet we're at the top of the hour, and let's do that round robin to tell everybody where they can find you at. And if you have anything that's coming up, please feel free to share. Shay, where can everybody find you at? What do you have going on?
You can visit me at www.thecoachofcourage.com, or you can find me at Instagram, Coach of Courage. Currently, I am moving some things, moving and shaking, doing some planning, and I will be revealing soon.
Okay. And Diana.
Hey, girl, hey. You can find me at DianaRichardsonPhilippus.com, as well as Diana Richardson Philippus on all social media platforms.
And Dr. Lewis.
Hi, yes. I can be found on all social media platforms at The Girlfriend Therapist or the Noir Center, Noir. Yeah. Center. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and I just want to say thank you so much to Shay and Diana for coming to see me. It meant so much to me. I want to say just now in this last little bit, this has probably been like the most stable that I've felt. Even earlier today, like I kept telling my husband, I feel like I'm drunk, but I haven't even been drinking. Like I just feel off balanced. So I just want to say I love you ladies so much. And I know for the listeners, you all hear us on here talk about friendship and everything. And I know there's a lot of people that say they don't have friends or whatever. I really, really feel sorry for the people that do not, because when you need it, they can show up, they can bring a smile to your face, they can give you a hug, and some of those things are really priceless. So just appreciate the friends that you have. We wish Pam could have been there, but she couldn't. But even though she wasn't there physically, her presence and energy was felt. So I just want to say, I know I already told y'all in private, but publicly, I just want to thank y'all for being there for me.
Oh, absolutely. And it wouldn't be no other way.
That's right.
I was happy to get the pictures. I was like, oh, look at that. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it because I had to go and take care of a whole car situation, but I will get there, and I'll get to see you ladies all together again very soon, and I won't miss the next one. I can tell you that.
For sure.
But you can reach me on all social media platforms at IAMDRPGURLEY. I am Dr. P. Gurley, and of course, we're in our season 8. You can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will be back next week. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m., same time and same place. And as we always do before we head out, cheers.
Cheers.
This is Herspiration Happy Hour.